All right, I believe it's selling. I believe it's selling. We are live, Big Travie. We are live on this Sunday morning, week 14. Most likely first week of your playoffs. I know it's the first week for our playoffs. How you doing, man?
Doing great, man. Just woke up, did some cleaning around the house, got into the mode, set the TVs up. As soon as I hop off of here, it's going to be go time. I'm going to wear that championship belt behind me. Life is good, dude.
Yeah, you only got 3 more weeks with it, and then it's coming over
Yeah.
to Daddy over
Not
here. But
not true.
Whisper Nation, welcome in this morning. Hope you guys are having a great morning as well. Let us know in the chat how you guys are doing. We got 9 in here, Big Travie. Hey, we just want to say good morning first and foremost. If you are new to our channel, please hit that subscribe, hit that bell. We go live every Sunday morning to help you with those lineup decisions. We'll be jumping into those shortly. We got a lot of people jumping in here. I'm as usual with my co-host here, my partner. He usually drives this show. I don't know why I'm picking up here, but it's like drumline. I just decided to go for the main event here. But that's my main partner, Big Travie. You can find him on Twitter at Big Travie TFW. So if you ever have a question, 2:00 in the morning, go ahead and feel free to slide into his DMs and ask him that fantasy lineup question. You can find me on Twitter at Johnny_GameTime. All right, I think that's all the preliminary stuff. We're trying to get to 70 likes on this show. We got to like 60 last week. We're trying to get to 70 this week. We don't think we could. Well, I should say Travis doesn't think we could do it. I think Whisper Nation could come through strong.
I did not.
Yeah, that was a false statement. All right, Big Travis, let's get into these questions, man.
All right, let's do it. Let's see. So I want to thank everybody for in here. Like as Johnny said, we're trying to get to 70 likes. 11 of you watching, 9 likes. Appreciate that. Keep that coming in here. We've got Patrick Breyer, Elias, Ryan, JML Sports, Smoofs, JML, Patrick. You guys are all in here. Appreciate you guys. Same guys.
Yeah,
Asking a bunch of questions. Let's get into it, dude.
These are our peeps. Whisper
Philly
Nation.
Chelsea in here said to bring our A game. Says it's all on the line.
Oh, yeah. Thanks.
All right, Elias Griftopoulos says, hello, Kamara or Montgomery, and Justin Jefferson or Tyler Lockett. Johnny, I'm going to go ahead and say you're starting Kamara over Montgomery, even against Philly, who's been a tough defense. You're going to put Kamara in there just for the upside. But I'll ask you about Jefferson versus Lockett.
I do like Lockett's matchup a lot against the Jets, but I also like Justin Jefferson's. Is this the one thing I want to know? Is this a PPR league? Because I think that would change. I do think that Justin Jefferson would outperform Lockett in a PPR league. But if this is standard, I would also look at your matchup, and I would. I know this isn't the greatest answer. I'm not giving you a definitive answer here, but I would look at your matchup. If it seems to be like you just got to get solid production in there, I would go with Justin Jefferson. I think he has the same ceiling, but he has a or maybe a slighter ceiling because he doesn't have as juicy a matchup as the Jets. But his floor is significantly higher, and in the playoffs, you want a high floor but also a high ceiling. Justin Jefferson gives you that.
All right. Let's see here. Ryan Davis, how are we feeling about Jonathan Taylor? I mean, relatively good. This is a good matchup against Vegas. He had a great day last week. It was on limited touches. It wasn't like that Green Bay game where he had 20 or so touches. But I feel really good about what the Colts should be able to do on the ground against Vegas. And if you're looking at just up arrows and momentum, Jonathan Taylor has a ton of that right now. So you're feeling good about him coming into the week. JML Sports says, yo, what's up going on? What's going
up,
on, JML?
Always jumping in our live stream.
Reese Anzalone, Godwin, Ayuk, Melvin Gordon, pick one PPR. Let's see here. I would probably roll.
I'm going to go with Godwin here.
Yeah, I think I would roll with Godwin too. I do like Melvin Gordon's matchup this week against Carolina. It's a good one, but Godwin's got a lot more upside for you, and I think he's such a compiler the way he gets his yards, so he should have a safe floor and then the ability to pop against that Minnesota defense today. We have got 11 watching, 12 likes. We're on our way to 70 here. Help us out today. Help us help you get those W's in your first round of the fantasy playoffs. Johnny Thomas Egley says, hey guys, can you all help me pick 2? Miles Sanders, Wayne Gallman, Duke Johnson.
I'm definitely starting Wayne Gallman, and I I think I would go with Duke Johnson over Miles Sanders with the news about David Johnson. What about you, Travis? Is that where you'd go?
Oh man, that's tough.
It is tough. It is.
I'd probably still start Sanders. Give me Wayne Gallman and Sanders. I know we've been saying like Sanders could be benched for a better matchup. We've seen Duke do well and we've seen Duke do terrible without David Johnson in the lineup. We've seen CJ Prosise get involved.
Brandon Cook's also not expected to play today.
Indianapolis, a really tough front. I don't really want to mess with Duke Johnson this week. Undersized back versus a really good defense. I'd rather take Miles Sanders, against a really tough matchup.
That's
at
fair.
least the talent's there.
Yeah, rely on the
Smoofs
talent.
199 says hello. What's going on, Smoofs? Welcome in. Guys, if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. Let us know in the chat, and we will shout you out as we get going through here. Smoof says Colin Johnson or Naheem Himes or Cephas. I would roll with Hines here.
Yeah, I do think Colin Johnson is like a sneaky play, but I would only play him more in DFS today as opposed to your playoff matchups. I don't know if I'd trust that, but Colin Johnson could be a guy that's on our waiver wire for week 15.
Brett Johnson in here, my opponent for League of Record week, this week 1 of the playoffs. Hope that you go down to Chinatown. Brett Johnson says, game day. Happy to see both of your faces. Happy to
appreciate that, Brett.
Happy to see that you're in here. I can't see your face right now. But JML Sports says DeAndre Washington, Gurley, or Sanders, Johnny.
I think I'm gonna go with Gurley. The matchup is the best out of the 3. I'm not 100% sure what DeAndre Washington's usage will be. I know the last time the running backs were out, he did see 17 total touches. Could be somewhat of a revenge game on a nice matchup, but they could also get, Patrick Liard, some of the carries there miraculously. I don't know. So I would probably go with Gurley here because it is rumored he'll get his normal touches. So that's where I would go.
All right, Patrick Breyer says Mostert or Ronald Jones. There's been word this morning that Leonard Fournette is a healthy scratch today. So give me Ronald Jones volume-wise. I think Mostert in a pretty tough matchup, right? San Francisco playing Washington. I think Jones is going to get good volume. They're heavy favorites. The game script's there. Ronald Jones should have a big day. Philly Chelsea in the chat says happy Sunday. A drumline reference in the show intro. Wow, unexpected. Okay. Recovering well, she says from that. Curtis Samuel, Marquise Brown, or Kiki Cutie. So, look, all week I've been saying how Marquise Brown is in a nice spot against Cleveland, right? The secondary is just let up a ton of touchdowns. But with Brandon Cooks out, Kiki Cutie is also going to get the best corner matchup of all those wide receivers in Houston because he's going up against Buster Screen. And Buster Screen has just been torched this year in the slot. So I would actually take Kiki Cutie here.
Interesting.
That's it. That's all you got.
Well, I'm curious now whether or not how they move around. Like, because Kiki would be basically their best wide receiver now. So I'm wondering.
I think they had who was the white guy that they had that broke out last week. What was his name? I'm dropping my A game here. I wrote about him in the. Chad Hansen. See, I think Chad Hansen, he's 6'2", 202. They're going to move him as like the X.
Okay.
And they're going to keep Kiki runs like 74% of his routes in the slot. I don't think they're going to change that, especially with Cobb still out. Like Kiki's going to run the slot, and I think that's how they're going to move the ball if they do against Chicago.
Okay.
So just give me the volume there. And I know like Marquise can make your day, but like he hasn't been getting a lot of volume really either.
My suggestion would have actually been Curtis Samuel. I think that's the safest, but also has a high floor with DJ Moore out. It is expected that Curtis Samuel could roll, or could slide into the role of DJ Moore. And we've seen that matchup is actually pretty nice for them. But I don't mind your logic behind Kiki. I thought that was good. So.
All right, Braden Robinson says DK, Lockett, Michael Thomas, Jefferson, 1 point PPR, pick 3. You're starting DK, you're starting Michael Thomas, and then it's between Jefferson and Lockett. So Johnny, I'll let you.
I'm gonna go. I would even more so in this one. I would feel confident in going with Jefferson. just to get the variation over Lockett. I do think that they're very close in rankings and love the matchups, but especially if you have DK, and just in case like that Seattle offense is not fixed, and you don't want to like pin yourself down in one game. So I would pivot to Jefferson 100% on that one.
Brett Johnson says Leonard Fournette healthy and active. What do you think that means? Well, Brett Johnson, when somebody's healthy and then the team doesn't want him to start or play, they make him inactive. So
And then
that's what that means.
it means that the number one running back will get probably the vast majority of the touches there. That's what that means.
Yeah. Oh, it's weird that he's asking that question when he's a Ronald Jones GM. That's kind of strange.
Yeah.
Thomas Egley, Ertz or Goddard? Let's see. I mean, I would roll with Goddard. I think the upside's better there. I think both are risky plays this week. Goddard belongs in just a benefit of the doubt because he's just been getting usage and he's the red zone guy. But Jalen Hurts, we have no idea how he's going to use the tight ends or which one he'll like or how that will work. If he throws a ton or ends up running a ton, we'll have to check it out. I'll let you know, like personally, in my league of record, I have Noah Fant and Dallas Goedert. I went with Noah Fant's matchup over Dallas Goedert's uncertainty with quarterback this week, just because I feel like I don't know what I'm going to get out of Jalen Hurts yet. So, Smooth says Johnny Smith or Komet.
I'm gonna go. What? I'm gonna go Jonnu Smith.
Jonnu Smith.
Yeah.
I was like, Johnny Smith. Elias Griftopoulos says it's in a PPR league. Who's that? What question was that?
Oh, that was the Kamara one. Yeah. So Justin Jefferson for sure.
Kamara.
Well, it was Justin Jefferson I was questioning because I was more sure that he's gonna get like his 8 receptions over Tyler Lockett getting 8 receptions.
We've got 13 likes. We're trying to get up to 70 likes today, guys. If you could smash that like button for us. And if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe. Let us know you're a subscriber in the comments, and we will shout you out here.
We did miss
Smoofs.
We did miss one real quick. JML Sports asked Tom Brady or Deshaun Watson. I would go Tom Brady on that one.
Smoofs199 says, I also have Duke Johnson, but I'm not expecting much. Would you guys go Naheem Hines instead?
I would probably play. I'd start.
Go
ahead.
No, go for it.
I'd start Duke over Naheem Hines.
Darius Rice, what's up, guys? Whisper Nation Strong. Hashtag Whisper Nation Strong. Appreciate you, Darius. Johnny made the playoffs despite Shark not doing anything last week.
Yeah, I'm
Darius,
with it.
Darius and Johnny have the DJ Shark connection.
Yeah, man, I'm with it. It was very, very frustrating. Believe it or not, Darius, I'm rolling out DJ Chark one last time in this matchup. It should be his best one, but I don't advise anyone else to do that because it is risky. But we survived somehow, even though DJ Chark had a terrible year. Cheers to that, Darius. Cheers to that.
Thomas Egley says pick 2, Pittman, Parker, Keenan Allen, Corey Davis. Keenan Allen and Corey Davis, those two have been lights out over the last few weeks.
Yep,
100%. You're definitely keeping them in.
They'll have mega days.
Moises Aguirre says, good to be back on this live stream, but I need to pick a starting tight end. Who should I pick? Robert Gronkowski or Evan Ingram? I would go with Gronk.
Yeah.
I mean, Ingram's fun, but like we've got a banged up Daniel Jones. The offense hasn't been very productive.
Cardinals are actually. Whoops, sorry. Well, my dogs are getting. Cardinals are actually pretty solid against the tight end position too. So.
BKIM 4112 or 410 or 412. Jesus. Parker, Hollywood, AB, Kiki, PPR need one. I mean, I like Kiki Cutie this week. I think he's in a good spot, but I could understand wanting to go with AB as well against that secondary.
I do think that AB has a good game today, but I think that Kiki has a more solid. If we're AB, I think for him to have a big game, he's going to need to connect. Tom Brady's going to need to connect on one of those long bombs, which can definitely happen against Minnesota. But I think you're going with this. Kiki is going to get locked in on 10 targets easy.
Brett Johnson says Tyreek Hill, Stephon Diggs, Keenan Allen, Mike Evans. Pick 3, Johnny.
I'm going Hill, Keenan Allen, And I would go Mike Evans. I really like the matchup, but Diggs I'm kind of fading Diggs a little bit, and because of the stacked wide receivers, that's who I would sit. I would sit Diggs this week out of those 3 or 4.
Chelsea coming back in says, okay, one more. Thanks, guys. Terry McLaurin or Curtis Samuel? Liked what you said about Curtis having a high floor and worried about the 49ers defense. We did just watch Terry McLaurin get bracketed by Pittsburgh and finally have like a bad game this year. He had not really had one. Are you rolling with the other sample size that he can beat the matchup, or are you going to roll with Curtis Samuel here with that high floor?
I think I would still go with Terry McLaurin just because he other than last week was his first down week. We've seen this happen with all, kind of super. I'm going to put Terry McLaurin in a superstar wide receiver category. He's going to be a top 20 wide receiver next year for sure, and probably top 15 to top 12, to be honest with you. So, yeah,
The greatest wide receiver of all time.
He could be. He honestly could be. So I would go with Terry McLaurin over Curtis Samuel. I think that is just too much of a dice roll there.
All right, we've got oh man, I lost my spot again. Hero Aguirre, Gordon, Booker, or Ty Johnson in my slot. Probably talking about your flex. I would go Melvin Gordon.
Yeah.
Josh Jacobs activated. I think did Gore get activated?
He was reported.
He was gonna be on the way in. They said, but either way, I would go with Melvin Gordon. Nice matchup this week for Melvin. He's actually been kind of really consistent, to be honest.
Yeah.
Del Leon Penuelo. Amari Cooper, Jarvis Landry, and Miles Sanders. I need a wide receiver and a flex. Who would y'all feeling good about? So I think you could probably go with the wide receivers here. Jarvis Landry, not a terrible matchup, a pretty good one though. Or I'm sorry, not a great matchup. He's going to place Baltimore, but he's just been so utilized in that offense without OBJ in it.
And then
Amari Cooper's been really good too.
They'll also put Jarvis in the slot, which you can actually exploit the Ravens defense from that position. So there are rumors that they'll move him in there quite a bit to use him. So I think that's actually where I would go as well.
We got 19 watching, 17 likes. Let's get those likes up. Help us get to 70 likes today. We'd love to hit that mark. And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe and let us know that you're a new subscriber. We'll shout you out in the comments. Gus Bus is in here. Gus Ramos, what's up, guys?
What's up, Gus?
Got COVID, but my team is ready to go to the playoffs. I'm sorry to hear that, Gus. Hopefully you're healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy, man.
And you're staying hydrated and you're at home. And wishing you the best, Gus. You're a big part of Whisper Nation, man. We appreciate you. He gives us the little bus emoji. Good luck to those fantasy playoff teams you got there, Gus. Darius Rice says, too early to ask for week 15. I have a first round bye. You can ask whatever question you want. We will try our best. Darius, you got free reign in here. I'm happy to hear that we help you get that bye, though, man.
Yeah, that's pretty dope.
Patrick Breyer says, Ronald Jones or Mostert standard. We answered this earlier, but I'm still going with Ronald Jones given the Fournette news and given the matchup. Mostert going up against a tough Washington front as well. So Controversial says pick 2 to start: Antonio Brown, Marquise Brown, Jarvis Landry, T.Y., 1 for the flex, left with Washington. What's left with D. Washington? Oh, I see.
Oh, okay. I was starting Antonio Brown. And I would probably play T.Y. out of this group of Marquise, Jarvis, and T.Y.
I don't mind it. I just have concern with T.Y. I feel like it's going to disappear any moment now, but it's a great matchup. Vegas just getting torched through the air too, so I don't mind it.
Specifically the slot position. That's where you feel a little bit more confident in it.
Thomas Egley. Oh, go for it.
I was just going to end with saying, I believe that all 3 of those basically have the same kind of, I don't know if there's a wrong answer in there. I mean, obviously, at the end of the day, you're going to be like, well, that one had more points. But I do think they all have basically the same floor and similar ceilings and they all have solid matchups. So, yeah, I think that I would personally go with T.Y. and Antonio Brown. But Jarvis and Antonio Brown is fine as well.
Sawyer Hebbs says pick 3 non-PPR. Oh, I'm sorry. Thomas Egley first. Sorry about that, Sawyer. I'll get back to you in a second. Thomas Egley says Parker, Duke, Pittman, pick 1 for the flex. I I guess I'm gonna roll with Parker. I think. You know what? I might go with Duke here. I would probably go with Duke. Just more consistent volume. Parker might be in a bad spot. Kansas City's secondary has been pretty good, so give me Duke Johnson. Not feeling great about either of those, but Duke I think gives you the best shot to get points into your lineup.
Yep.
Sawyer Heb says pick 3 non PPR: Jacobs, Eckler, Swift, Carson. Thinking sit Eckler with the tough matchup. Plus it's non PPR, so it's standard. So, Johnny, would you go Jacobs, Swift, and Carson with Eckler in the tough matchup? I think I would fade Swift here for Eckler.
Yeah, I think I think Swift's gonna have a monster day. But I think that's fine. You're going with solid production there. I don't think that it should prevent you from wanting to start Eckler if you're not in a non PPR. We talked about this on our matchup show. Eckler or Atlanta giving up some of the most passing yards to the running back position, so Eckler could see a lot of dump offs still.
But in standard, I understand like the concern there. So that one's tough. Sawyer also says Kiki or Juju. Johnny.
I think it's a mega Juju day. I would go Juju.
Yeah, Buffalo getting
it's
torched by the slot.
Yeah, and especially because it's not a non PPR. In that case, you're like, I think Juju has a higher upside than Kiki this week.
B Kim 412 says thanks. You get a thumbs up and a sub. Appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for coming in. We've got 17 watching, 19 likes. We're trying to get to 70 likes today, so please help us smash that like button. Tell all your friends we're over here going live. Really appreciate you guys in here. If you're new to the channel, like B. Kim, go ahead and subscribe, and we will shout you out here. Moises Aguirre says, any problem starting CeeDee Lamb this week? I mean, it always depends on who you're going with. This is a pretty good matchup. I will say CeeDee Lamb is the third-ranked wide receiver in Dallas for me. I think Michael Gallup has established himself as somebody that Dalton looks at, and then Cooper's just been super consistent as well. So that would be my only concern there. But Cincinnati been pretty bad against wide receivers. I think they've given up like 13 or 14 wide receiver touchdowns this year. Justin Young says, Johnny, I'm sorry, but the Giants are winning, baby. Go Big Blue. Let's go G-Men.
Hey, I'm sorry, Justin. It's gonna be a bad day for you, but I appreciate you. Listen, this is awesome. We got Whisper Nation, a Giants fan. That's okay. I went to the New York Giants game last year, Cardinals in New York, and I had a dude on the way to the stadium telling me the same thing. The Cardinals were going to lose to the Giants, and it didn't happen. Travis doesn't care. It's not his team. He's not a Cardinals fan.
And moving on here.
Appreciate you, Justin. Appreciate you,
Ryan Voigt. Well, look, I like the Giants. I think the Giants could win today. I almost bet on them.
Yeah.
I think the Giants are going to give Kyler Murray and Cliff Kingsbury problems today. So I don't mind Justin Young calling his shot there. Ryan Voigt, pick 3, Ridley, Allen Robinson, Chris Godwin, Deontay Johnson, Adam Thielen. Jesus. Ryan, you got some great wide receivers. Let me see here. I would go Adam Thielen. I would go Calvin Ridley. And then I'm going to go.
Is this PPR?
I don't know.
I don't even know if it matters. All these guys are.
They're so good. Like it's Thielen, Ridley, and then
probably Allen Robinson, actually.
Yeah, I guess I'd probably go there. It's going to be a tough one too, though.
Well done. I don't know if you made that in trade. You had to have gotten those in trades, or maybe it's
plays in a 4-team league.
Yeah, it could be.
Gus Ramos, who should I play? Kiki or AB standard flex? I also have Lockett and McLaurin. I mean, I like it. I love Kiki Cutie this week. All the signs are pointing towards a big game, which means he'll inevitably not have one. But I do think he does have a good game. He's got the best corner matchup. That should be how. I mean, Buster Screen has just been getting worked by slot receivers this year. So, give me Kiki here. B. Kim says Allen or Tannehill, 20 yards passing equals 1 point, 6 points per passing touchdown. Heavy bonus for over 300 yards. So Allen or Tannehill. The Titans are playing. Who's Tennessee play? Jacksonville.
Yeah.
I would start I would start Josh Allen. I think Josh Allen's
Against
ceiling.
Pittsburgh?
Yeah, I think Josh Allen's ceiling's a little bit higher here. I'm afraid of Tannehill. I'm afraid of Jacksonville just Tennessee just rolling on Jacksonville and running the ball for 40 times today.
Okay.
So, I mean, we've seen like you can put points on Pittsburgh, like, and I think Allen's got the ability to get there. It is a tough matchup, but the over under is like 48. They still think it's going to be a high scoring game. So, Justin Young says Drake, Ronald Jones, or Josh Jacobs in full PPR. All Johnny, you want to answer that one? I think it's
okay.
Ronald Jones.
Yeah, Ronald Jones there for sure. And then also Hilton, Crowder, or Swift in standard. I would go with Swift in this case. I think he has the best matchup, and I think that he's gonna have a really good day over Hilton and Crowder.
Justin Young. Oh, that was Justin Young. JJ Perez says Curtis Samuel, Naheem Hines, and T. Higgins. Or T. Higgins. I think this is where you can roll with Curtis Samuel. Johnny's was talking him up earlier. Obviously, with DJ Moore out. Give me Samuel here. I think this is a good spot for him.
Like that pick.
Nick Miner says playoffs. We're talking about playoffs? Yeah, we are, Nick. We're here, man. Hope you boys are having a peachy morning. Appreciate that, Nick. At Flex, who would you two like the most? Robbie Anderson, CEH, DeAndre Swift, or Mr. Big Chest himself, AB? Give me DeAndre Swift here, especially in the flex position when you have a chance to go for a little upside. I think you should, and Swift is a guy that's going up against Green Bay, finally cleared, finally back, should be in a good spot. The only thing you worry about is workload, but even on limited work against Green Bay, he should get some points in your lineup.
Yeah.
Justin Young reminding everyone that Fournette is a healthy scratch today. Yep, we talked about that up above. That's why we like Ronald Jones so much this week. Smooths199, nice job. You guys are turning into a great show. Appreciate that. How do you feel about Brashad Perriman this week?
So
Johnny.
I do think that Brashad Perriman is a nice start throw. If you need a long shot, you do have Mims out. You do have Crowder now banged up. I do think that it is a Seattle. You can throw on for sure. There'll be a lot of yardage in this game. You're not afraid of that secondary. They'll probably be having to come from behind as well. So I do think if you need a long shot, Perriman actually is not a bad play.
Randy Wells says super team question: Michael Thomas or Ezekiel Elliott? Or Michael Thomas.
PPR. I'm gonna go with Michael Thomas. I'm gonna go with Michael Thomas.
With the first Michael Thomas, not the second one though.
Yeah.
Make sure you go with that.
The first one is gonna get probably like twice as many targets as the second Michael Thomas.
Yeah. Darius Rice, I'm joining the League of Records next year. Whisper Nation, #Whisper Nation, working on back-to-back championships. Yeah, that's awesome, man. Yeah. That's gonna be good. Like keep working it, Darius. Keep listening to us. We'll keep getting you there. Don't listen to Johnny on DJ Shark, but other than that, we'll get you there. Douglas Wilson says, appreciate the show every Sunday morning. Appreciate you, Douglas.
Appreciate that,
appreciate
man.
Everyone watching. We got 19 watching now, 21 likes. We're trying to get to 70 likes. We're almost there.
Almost there.
And if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe, and we'll go ahead and shout you out here in the comments. Douglas asks, tight end spot, Hayden Hurst or Jonnu Smith, half-point PPR, Johnny?
I would go with I'm gonna go with Jonnu. Well, with Julio Jones out, actually I would go with Hayden Hurst here. You see the lack of targets with Julio Jones out. Russell Gage does seem to struggle a little bit with Julio Jones out. So I would go with Hayden Hurst here in a half PPR.
Thomas Egley says Jason Sanders or Younghoe Koo. You're not benching Younghoe Koo, man. That's the best kicker in fantasy. You got to get him in there.
Sanders is up there too against Kansas City.
Anyways,
but you're gonna go with Younghoe Koo. But
anyways, that was cute.
Mean, no, you
that was cute.
Oh, you just shot down
cute,
Sanders,
dude.
Even though Sanders is right there with Younghoe Koo. Okay,
it's cool, man. One's better than the other.
Also,
so
Sanders had a touchdown rush last week. call back.
There you go. He'll probably get it this week too. Start Young Wei Koo. Jeez. All right, Jeff Gott says, new subscriber. Appreciate you, Jeff. Welcome
Yeah.
in. McKissick in PPR or Bernard in PPR, Johnny? I'm going to go with Bernard. I think the matchup's just too great here.
Yeah, I think I would go there. I understand why McKissick would come across and you'd probably want to start him. He should have a very solid ceiling and floor. But yeah, I do think Bernard presents a very nice matchup. He's had very difficult matchups over the last few weeks.
Smoofs199 says, what are your thoughts on Beasley?
He's an animal, dude.
Yeah, Beasley's amazing, man.
He's
Beasley
a low key. Yeah, he's a low key. Like one of those guys that's going to be on a lot of fantasy roster or championship rosters.
He's a high key baller, and he's just been balling out without John Brown in the lineup, and he's going to get a secondary in Pittsburgh that is notoriously bad against slot receivers. So you love it tonight. Yeah. Chelsea Byers back in here says, okay, last one, Big Ben or Matt Stafford, Johnny.
I'm going Big Ben against the Bills. You can pass on that offense. I think that has I've been saying all week, I think this has a sneaky shootout. Well, Vegas kind of thinks so too.
You've
but
been saying it. I said it.
And then you followed.
Unreal,
you copied me. You know.
Yeah, right.
So I would go Big Ben
right.
and Matthew Stafford still dealing with that thumb issue, although it hasn't seemed to hinder him significantly. But Big Ben, safer floor, higher ceiling to me.
Yeah, Packers defense, for multiple reasons, good cornerbacks they have there, but also they're a run funnel, right? They've been ran on so well that teams don't really throw on them. And I mean, they do once they get down, and then by that time, the corners kind of lock it down. For me, anything can happen in a divisional showdown, especially with Detroit at home, but I like Big Ben. He was really pissed off after they lost to Washington. They're going to come in, and like Johnny said, against the secondary you can throw on. There's the Big Ben versus Josh Allen dynamic, a lot of comparisons between Josh Allen and Big Ben. So I think it's all setting up for a nice big night from Big Ben here.
Mm-hmm.
Moises says, if I were to bench CeeDee Lamb, should I start Renfro, Christian Kirk, or Marvin Jones? Get Marvin Jones in there. I know I just made the case against the Detroit offense, but Marvin Jones over the last, since Kenny Galladay's been out, has been the wide receiver 8, and he's just been balling out. So you should get Marvin Jones into your lineup there. Smoofs199, Ayuk or Patrick? Ooh, Johnny, this one's for you. You're a Tim Patrick truther.
I love Tim Patrick, and I think that he has a solid start, or he is a solid start this week. But give me Ayuk, man. Ayuk has just been destroying it there every single time that he's healthy. He's getting about 70% of the game plan as far as the targets and things like that. And so give me Ayuk and a good matchup.
Gus Ramos with the hard-hitting questions here. The Grinch with Jim Carrey, of course, or Elf?
I watch. I'm a little recency bias right now. I watched Elf last night, and it's just it's so great. So I got to go with Elf, even though the Jim Carrey Grinch is
wrong. Your answer's wrong. It's the Grinch. It's hands down the Grinch. The Grinch is the superior movie.
Yeah, no, that is not at all.
Yeah, dude.
You just need to spread the holiday cheer, all right? Yeah, it's because you're Grinch. That's why, dude. You're the Grinch.
Oh, man.
I'm Buddy, dude. I'm trying to spread holiday cheer.
The Grinch is the greatest movie, man. It's so good. I mean, it's not the best Christmas movie. The best Christmas movie is A Christmas Story, which is on repeat all over the place. That is the greatest.
It is a good Christmas movie, but the best Christmas movie is National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation.
Oh, dude,
that one is
the
best. Dude, that's the best one.
You know what? You're fired now, dude. I can't have you on here.
You know what? I'm trying to have a real nice show here, Clark. So if we can get on to the next question.
Clayton Witt says PPR need one: Raheem Mostert, Ronald Jones, or Miles Sanders.
I'm going Ronald Jones.
Yeah, Ronald Jones is a smash spot today, probably.
Yep.
Jeff got PPR pick 2: Godwin, Landry, Corey Davis, or Curtis Samuel.
I'm going Corey Davis and Godwin.
Yeah, I like that. B. Kim, thanks again, fellas. Pretty much confirmed my thoughts. You got it.
That's what we try to do.
Thank you for subscribing to the channel. DSPPR need 2. Zeke, Rojo, Swift, or Montgomery. Give me Rojo. And then I think it's between... Man, dude, this is tough.
I would go with Montgomery in this case because he has a good matchup. We know that he's going to be locked in for 20 touches. We're just not sure. I love the matchups for Swift. I just don't know if he's going to get 20 touches. And Zeke, that calf scares me. Even though it's a great matchup, the calf could literally go at any time, and then you're out in your playoffs. So you're sitting with a guy that could be sitting there with 2 points. I'd pivot off that.
Lil Monty says start 2. Mike Evans, Amari Cooper, Jonathan Taylor. What do you think here, Johnny?
Definitely starting Jonathan Taylor. What do you how confident you? I do like Amari Cooper's matchup this week, but I
would probably take Evans over Cooper this week.
Yeah, that's where I think I would go as well.
Thomas Egley says Cardinals D or Packers D. I would take the Packers defense here. Johnny, guess who I'm not drafting next year? Says Darius Rice, Mr. Shark.
Hey, and watch Darius. Next year is when he's gonna go off. No, especially if he gets a good quarterback.
We've got 17 watching, 24 likes. We're trying to get our way up to 70 likes before this live stream ends. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit subscribe. Let us know you subscribed in the chat, and we will shout you out there. Alberto Lopez says Goddard or Fant. I said this at the top of the show, Alberto. Personally, I am advising Fant. I think he's been compiling some good yardage, getting healthier, getting targets. Drew Lock's been getting healthier. He's in a great matchup. And if you look at Goddard, not a great matchup, a decent matchup, and he's going to have to split some time with Zach Ertz, which we know hasn't been an issue before. But the big one is Jalen Hurts coming in at quarterback. And just the unknown there that I'm just not really willing to bank on first round of the playoffs. So I will go with Fant's floor of 40 yards, but his ceiling hopefully getting into the end zone in this game against Carolina. Brandon Barry says Ronald Jones or Jonathan Taylor, full point PPR, Johnny.
I think I'm going to go Ronald Jones here. I do like Jonathan
I think the volume,
Taylor. Yeah.
The volume gets you over the edge there. Thomas Egley says Home Alone 1 or Home Alone 2? Well, I'm a sucker for the classic, which I did just watch Home Alone the other night. Home Alone's better than National Lampoon's, dude. Home Alone's a great Christmas movie.
Home Alone is really good. I do love Home Alone.
Yeah,
I'm not going to talk any crap on Home Alone.
Both are great, Home Alone 1 and 2, but I would take 1 over 2, Thomas. Moises says, thanks again, guys. You earned a like and a sub from the start of the stream. Appreciate you, Moises.
Yeah.
Welcome in.
Appreciate you.
You are the man. Nick Miner says, all right, now my tough question. Edge piece of the brownie or centerpiece? I feel Johnny, and I think I got to go Elf. Well, that's fine. You damn millennials. You just don't understand. No, I'm just kidding. Edge piece of the brownie or the centerpiece? Here's, the real question would be, Nick, I'm just going to hijack your question here. The edge piece of the brownie or the center of a cinnamon roll?
Oh. I'm going centerpiece of a cinnamon roll, dude. That is just money.
Yeah. I love that part, man. You get especially the big, the homemade ones.
Uh-huh.
You go to one of those good bakeries or
oh yeah,
diners.
Where they're this
one?
big. Yeah, they're like this big. Oh yeah. Yeah, give me that.
Let's see. JH said, oh, hold on. JH says Jarvis Landry or AJ Brown PPR.
I'm
taking AJ Brown.
Yeah, AJ Brown.
AJ Brown's the guy you just can't bench. He's gonna have his, down usage, but he just pops whenever he needs to, man. It's just great. Justin Auerbach says Mike Davis or Wayne Gallman, Johnny.
I would go Wayne Gallman. I like this matchup against the Arizona Cardinals. Mike Davis, he's been slowing down significantly for Carolina. He started off pretty solid. I mean, he's a solid RB2, but I think that Wayne Gallman has a higher ceiling.
Oh, let's see here. Ultimate Gamer Man 10 says, should I start Kiki Cutie, Devontae Parker, or Cole Beasley full point PPR? This is tough for me. I would love to go with Kiki Cutie here, but I love Cole Beasley. I love his matchup. I love his production. I think I would lean on knowing that we've seen more of Beasley this season get it done. and that would just kind of steer me towards Beasley in this matchup. Ven's Justin says, I need two Ty Johnson, Darnell Mooney, and Hanson PPR. I guess I'd go Ty Johnson and Hanson here.
Yeah, I
don't think I can trust Trubisky to get it to Mooney enough. And I like Hanson with Cooks out. Even in a tough matchup, he should get some looks. And then Ty Johnson, let's hope, we're not hoping, but like if you're a Ty Johnson GM, you're hoping that Gore can't go or goes for a little bit and is out or is limited snaps, and you can get Ty Johnson in on some stuff. JH says, and Brady or Big Ben? So, Johnny, I'll let you answer that one. We were liking Big Ben earlier. We liked Brady earlier. What about the two of them together?
I think I would still roll with Brady over Big Ben this week. I think it's a better matchup. Like straight up, like Minnesota is one of the worst against, or they give up some of the most passing yards to opposing wide receivers. They've given up, I believe, one of the most touchdowns to fantasy wide receivers as well. So, top 8, I think, if I can remember right off the top of my head. I would go with Tom Brady.
DS says, thanks, gents. You're welcome. Thank you for coming in here. Bathing Ape says, what's a good defense for this week? We talked a little bit about this in the matchup show. Carolina was a defense I liked at the beginning of the week. I don't know. I'm a little bit more off of them lately. I think Denver can actually put up some points here. So I would fade Carolina. But I like the New York Giants against Arizona as a sneaky play.
I even think Arizona Cardinals against the Giants could be a decent one if that's on there. Daniel Jones gives
the Washington football team's defense is available against San Francisco. That's another low over-under that I think, you're not going to score a ton of points, but you should be able to stay under the amount of points you need so that you're not getting detriment to your defense there.
Yeah.
Smoofs199 says Pollard or I've missed it. Duke Johnson.
I would go Duke Johnson here. If Zeke were ruled out, then I would have said Pollard, but give me Duke.
Hot says Cole Beasley or Tyler Boyd. I would go Cole Beasley here. I'm all in on Cole Beasley this week.
Yep, me too.
Jimmy says, what's a good defense for the week? Answered that above. Jason11 says Noah Fant or Hunter Henry.
I'm going Hunter Henry in this one. I think the matchup is really good for Hunter Henry, and we've seen him be really, really consistent. Noah Fant also has a good matchup, but we've seen him be less consistent because of Drew Lock.
Half PPR, Duke Johnson, Kareem Hunt, or Raheem Mostert. Thanks. Give me Mostert in this matchup with these three. At least Mostert here is the talented. I think probably he's more talented than Duke Johnson, but he's actually the starter compared to Kareem Hunt. So I think he's the good mix here. I know it's a tough matchup, but Kareem Hunt also in a tough matchup. So is Duke Johnson. So I'm gonna roll with Mostert, man. That guy's the guy that can get one carry and make your whole fantasy day of all those guys there.
He's a home run hitter for sure.
Yeah. Alberto Lopez says, thanks. You guys are awesome. Appreciate you, Alberto.
Appreciate you,
Darius
Alberto.
Rice says, Big Trav, can I borrow your Adams jersey? Yeah, it's under construction right now. My cat knocked down the frame and busted the whole frame up. So I got to get that replaced. But no, Darius, you can't borrow it. I'm sorry. I appreciate you, Darius. That's one of my favorite jerseys and one of my favorite players in the league right now. He's just been an absolute beast. Jason 11 says Washington or Arizona's defense, Johnny.
I think I would. I think I would. Ooh.
I think the answer is Washington, only because they've got that talented defensive line, and they're actually generating a ton of sacks. So I don't know that Arizona is doing that right now. So I would actually roll with that because at least the sacks could start to pile up for you.
Yeah, that's definitely true.
Giants in fantasy says Shark or Debo. I would roll Debo.
I would go with Debo. Chark is in a blow up spot, but he's been in a blow up spot a couple of times this year, and I don't know if you can trust it. It's a gamble if you're throwing him in there. Debo, I think, has a much safer floor, and he's a yak monster, so he's going to get you yardage. I would go with Debo for sure.
So we've got 21 watching, 26 likes. We've got 11 minutes left to get to 70 likes. Now, I don't think we're going to get to 70 likes, but if we could get to 40, I think we could do that in the next 11 minutes. So help us out, guys. Smash that like button. Tell all your friends. Get all your burner accounts in here, and get those likes fired up for us if you can. We'd appreciate that. If you're new to the channel, keep shouting it out in the chat, and we will let you guys know that we appreciate you guys subbing. Gus Ramos says tamales or pozole. This one for me right now, this time of year, I love me some pozole. Just the way the weather's turning a little bit. I mean, tamales are great. Don't get me wrong, but give me the pozole.
Well, here's the real question: if it's just a straight up tamale, the answer is definitely pozole, because you can get the fixings are automatically included in that dish. But if it's a tamale, like a green chili tamale with an egg on top, a fried egg, oh dude, there's nothing. Yeah,
Wow.
there's nothing
You
better
doctored
than
it up?
that, dude. There is nothing better than that. I would take that over pozole.
Dude, it's a real shame, Whisper Nation, that I've known Johnny for years and years, and this is the first time I'm hearing about this concoction. I've been over to his
Dude.
house on holidays, and he just I was wondering what he was sneakily eating in the bathroom by himself. Didn't want to show me, and that's what it was.
Next time you come over, I'll make you. We'll do that, and I'm telling you, it's a game changer.
Sure.
The yolk getting over the tamale, cracking over the tamale as you eat it with some hot sauce. Oh, I'm telling you, nothing better, man.
Nick Miner says, "Oh, great call, Trav. Got to go cinnamon roll, and don't forget about A Christmas Story." That's right, man. Classic. Like and subbed, y'all. Love you, Nick. Appreciate you in here. We've been seeing you the last couple weeks. Thanks for coming in here and giving us that love, man. We're up to 30 likes, so only 9 more minutes to get to 40. Let's smash that like button. Help us out. Get your friends in here. Get your kids. Get your wives. Get your husbands. Let's go. Thomas Egley says, really hard question. Jalen Hurts or Russell Wilson? Fly, Eagles, fly. Yeah, it's obviously Russ Wilson, but I can understand Eagles fans getting a little excited for Jalen Hurts today. It'll be interesting to see how he does. That's a tough matchup as your first matchup. Reminds me of Tua going in up against the Rams.
I know,
in his
brutal,
first matchup.
brutal.
Samuel Rojas says, hey, fellas, first round of playoffs, need a decision for flex. DJ Shark, Nelson Aguilar, or Marvin Jones Jr. I want to trust Shark, but he is killing me. I'll say it again. I think Marvin Jones is underrated and needs to be in your lineup. People just aren't realizing it. Wide receiver 8 since Kenny Galladay has gone down. And in PPR, he's got back-to-back games with over 20 points. Yes, this is a tough matchup against the Green Bay secondary, but he should still be able to get loose and get tons of work here. Sam Joshi says, Drake or Corey Davis in full-point PPR. Johnny, I think it's Corey Davis, especially in PPR.
In a PPR league, I would go with Corey Davis. Giants a little bit more difficult over the last few weeks against the run. So Drake also coming in with like a hip issue. I don't know how serious it is, but
William Teak says PPR Zeke, Jarvis, or Marvin Jones Jr. This one's tough, but I think I would still lean. I'm going to still go Zeke here. I know the calf's an issue, but the matchup is too good, and I think Zeke is going to have a good day today.
Fair enough.
Brett Johnson, Tom Brady challenged Lamar Jackson to a 40-yard dash on grass, but Lamar has to wear roller skates. Who wins? Well, I mean, I think Brady probably still wins.
Yeah, I do too. I don't think there's any way that the Baltimore Ravens allow this to happen. That just sounds like
that just
broken
sounds
ankle.
like a torn ACL.
Yeah,
like waiting to happen. Ray and Scary Terry. Ray N says Scary Terry, Allen Robinson, Justin Jefferson, Corey Davis, pick 3. So for me, this is Corey Davis, Justin Jefferson, and Allen Robinson.
Yeah, that's where I'm gonna go. I'm okay sitting Scary Terry if you have a trio like that.
Darius Rice says, thinking about recreating the Shiva Trophy. Either of you watch the league? Plus, Big Travie, I thought we were friends. You are my friend, Darius. You're a true blue. I just can't be loaning out that jersey, bro. It's too close to my heart. Cool story about that jersey is Johnny gave that jersey to me as a gift. So it's got real sentimental value for me, that Devontae Adams jersey. I got to get it back up here. I know he's pissed off that I have it down right now. So probably going to fire me after this show.
Yeah.
We have watched the league, though, Darius, to answer your question. We don't have a Shiva Trophy in our league of record, but we have a jersey, a very ugly jersey that we pass around.
Well, that's not true. We do have a trophy, and you get your face, you get a picture.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, it was.
I don't know. I haven't seen it in so long. So.
Yeah, he hasn't. But we do have a loser trophy as well. But
Noah
it's,
Feinberg says Curtis Samuel, Chad Hansen, CEH, or Connor in the flex.
I would go.
Connor.
Yeah, give me Connor.
Connor's the answer.
Yeah, give me Connor against the Bills.
Connor's in a top 12 matchup. When he's healthy, he gets like 17 or more points or touches. So DJ Roy 5 Gaming says Zeke or Montgomery PPR. It's a tough question, Johnny. You still okay with Zeke or you going Montgomery? I think in PPR, I think Montgomery's okay.
Yeah, I think in this case I would go with Montgomery. I love the matchup, and like I said, we know what his usage is. You're not putting him in for another like dart throw or question mark. I would avoid the calf stuff if I can. Again, I don't know how serious that is.
Gus Ramos says, Johnny Game Time, what? Mind blown. Open fried egg on tamale? Oh, I'm trying that for sure.
Oh, yeah, dude.
Johnny, giving Gus Bus some goods here.
You guys are about to be in for a real treat if you try that. That is just the most amazing thing ever.
We are at 33 likes. We got about 4 minutes. We need 7 more likes. We got 23 watching. Please smash that like button. Help us get to 40 before we end this stream. Adam says Lockett or Amari Cooper. I think you got to play. Oh, man, that's tough.
I'm going Lockett in this one.
I would go Lockett. I think the upside from that matchup is too good. I think he could have a big day.
Mm-hmm.
Adam says Kenyon Drake or Mike Davis, Johnny.
I think I'm still going to roll with Kenyon Drake over Mike Davis. Would you? That one, that's a coin flip for me. That's
I would too. I would too. I think Mike Davis has kind of been slowing down, and I think Kenyon Drake at least should get volume. That would put him above him. I mean, Davis obviously going to get volume too, and a good matchup. That's pretty tough, but I think Kenyon Drake's the better running back. I'm just going to go with Kenyon Drake here.
Yeah.
Thomas Egley in my other league, pick 2, Chris Carson, Aaron Jones, Wayne Gallman, PPR. Aaron Jones and Chris Carson, man, you got to keep rocking those guys out there. Mm-hmm. Gallman's been great, but both those dudes are studs. You're going to play them.
Yep.
Billy Foster, DeAndre Washington, or Mike Williams, full point PPR, Johnny. I think it's Mike Williams. Right?
Yeah, I think Mike Williams has a shot to have a really big day today.
Adam, our resident Dolphins fan, back in here saying, I'm calling it. Dolphins will upset the Chiefs.
Oh,
all right.
All right, Adam. We hear you.
Zuhaib Eagle says J.K. Dobbins or Ronald Jones. Get Ronald Jones in there with the Leonard Fournette news. You got to get him in your lineup here.
Yep.
Wetter J says Hines or Chad Hansen at the flex, PPR, and I'm already starting Taylor at running back. I wouldn't let that affect you too much, but and in PPR, I think you want to get Hines in your lineup.
Yeah, I think that's where I'd go as well.
Robert King, would you sit Lockett for Debo or Kiki for Geo or Swift PPR?
I would sit Kiki for Swift or Geo. Actually, I would start Geo and Swift over Kiki this week. I don't think
I would not sit Lockett for Debo.
Yeah,
I think Lockett's in a blow-up spot, and I think you're going to want to try and get that this week. Rohim Data says Debo, Devontae Parker, T.Y. Hilton, DJ Shark, or Ty Johnson in the flex. This is where I would go Debo. I think Debo's got going to be the best option of those. Gus Ramos says my team, the Dogmas equals QB Tom Brady, Lockett, McLaurin, Chris Carson, Alvin Kamara, flex is Kiki Cutie, kicker is Koo, and Seattle's defense. Let's go. Looking good, Gus. You should be able to take it down with that team. That's a nice one.
I like that.
Tater Tot says pick 2 running backs and wide receiver, then 1 flex, non-PPR. So you want 2 running backs out of Swift, Gallman, Carson, Connor.
I mean, Carson
you're going to start Carson and Connor here. That's correct. Then your flex would be is non-PPR. You have Metcalf, Cutie, Gabriel Davis, Perriman. Oh, and wide receiver. 2 running back and wide receiver. So you're going Metcalf and you're going Thomas at wide receiver. So the flex is between Cutie, Gabe Davis, Perriman, or Swift and Gallman. And this is where I would put Swift in your lineup here as your flex. Alma Garcia says, hey, guys, thanks for all the help. You got it, Alma. Thanks for joining in. Appreciate you. Hey, do you think which is the best football player in the world? Somebody asking us about soccer, Johnny. Lionel Messi, Ronaldo, Neymar. I don't know how to pronounce that. Mbappe.
It's definitely Messi. Messi is definitely the hands down like the best football player. Uh, but Cristiano Ronaldo, that dude is probably the best free kicker in I've ever seen. He's amazing. Don't give that guy a shot at a free kick because he can bend it like crazy.
So we're at 9:30, but we've got 3 more likes to get to 40. Help us out as we close this out here. Rapid fire. Start 2, Eckler, Monty, and Chubb. Or do I start all 3 and bench either Jefferson or A.J. Brown?
Oh, nah. I'm starting Chubb 100%. I'm starting Eckler. You know what? This sounds crazy, but I'll bench AJ Brown. Let me start those 3 running backs and Jefferson, and I'll bench AJ Brown.
Wow. Okay. Mr. Beast, I got A.J. Brown, Deontay Johnson, Corey Davis, Ridley, half PPR. Sit one. Who? I think this is where you could probably sit. I mean, you could sit Deontay here, maybe.
Yeah.
I think you could probably start both the Tennessee wide receivers here. Hines or Johnson at the flex. I would go with Naheem Hines over Ty Johnson here.
Yeah.
Jonathan Whitaker says Brandon Ayuk versus Washington or Stephon Diggs versus Pittsburgh. This is a tough one. Stephon has been so consistent, but so is Ayuk. What do you think, Johnny?
I would go with Stephon Diggs here. I think the talent outweighs the matchup here. I do like Brandon Ayuk, and I'm not terrified of the Washington matchup because they run a lot of crosses, so they should be able to free up Ayuk. But give me Stephon Diggs. I'll still go with the talent.
All right, we've got Juju. Lucas says Juju, McKissick, or Shark.
Give me Juju.
Yeah. Stephen Wells says Higgins, Cutie, Perriman, or Curtis Samuel in a PPR league. I want Cutie here. I think a PPR he's gonna dominate today. Carol says Ronaldo with heart emojis. She obviously is
Ronaldo is Ronaldo.
Definitely the best looking.
No, Ronaldo. No, well, yeah, but I think she's probably. Yeah, she's definitely referring to that.
Yeah. Godwin. Taranvir says Godwin or Ronald Jones. I would go with Ronald Jones, man. I think he's set up for a big day. JH, Giovanni Bernard or Jonathan Taylor. I would go with Jonathan Taylor, even in the good matchup and good volume for Bernard. Taylor's in also a good matchup, and I think he's got the momentum working for him here. Eric Saldana says Kareem Hunt or CH for RB2 spot PPR, Johnny.
I would go Kareem Hunt. CEH has a nice matchup, but I don't. They could go more 50-50 because he's still kind of getting right from that sickness. So, give me Kareem Hunt.
JH says thanks for the help, guys. Trey S says you're welcome, JH. Appreciate you in here. We need 2 more likes, guys, before we get to 40. Let's get there. Trey S says full PPR. Choose 2: Melvin Gordon, Marvin Jones, Jacobs, or Swift. I would go. This is full PPR. I would go with. Oh man, this is tough. I would go with Marvin Jones. Actually, no. I'm gonna go with Josh Jacobs and DeAndre Swift here.
Yeah, that's where I would go. Full PPR.
Terrell Too Nice says DeAndre Washington's, Dobbins, Clyde, Duke Johnson need 2. I would play Clyde and Duke I would say Dobbins and Clyde here.
That's 100%.
Terrell Too Nice, Tunyon or Andrews. Give me Mark Andrews. There's Detroit is a tough matchup for tight ends, and Andrews should be ready to feast coming back here. Rafa Gonzalez says Kirk or Taysom Hill. My opponent has Justin Jefferson, and I have to win, so that's why I'm leaning towards Cousins. Tampa still though can be a tough defense at times. So for me, I think I would roll with Taysom Hill. I think the rushing floor kind of keeps you.
Because I think that I mean Kirk Cousins, excuse me, he's been hot as of late, but the downside, his floor is really really low. I don't know because of Taysom's rushing upside that his floor is so low, and I think that they have relatively the same ceiling. So I would still stick with Taysom Hill.
Kyler Murray or Taysom Hill says Swish's life.
Kyler Murray. I understand it's seems a little scary against the Giants, but Kyler Murray.
Flex says Ronald Jones or Melvin Gordon. Jonathan Whitaker. I'm going to go with Ronald Jones here. Terrell Too Nice, Elliott or Rojo, Johnny.
I'm going Rojo.
Worried about that calf. Alma Garcia says Kyler or Tannehill.
I'm still gonna go Kyler.
Yeah, I think the upside's just too good to pass up there.
Yep.
Dwayne Ewers says Dallas Goedert or Logan Thomas. Give me Dallas Goedert. And we have 41 likes. We've hit it.
Did
We're
it. We
5
made
minutes
it.
past. We're through our questions. Whisper Nation, we wish you the best of luck in week 14. We hope you bring home those W's. Thanks everybody who watched, and thanks for all the likes and subscribes. We appreciate you all, and we'll be back here for week 15. We'll be back here all next week to help you out in those. Good luck today. For Johnny Game Time Hicks, I'm Big Travie. We are the Fantasy Whisperers. We're out. Peace.
Good luck, everybody.
Get that W.